Hi guys, welcome back to Hair Dry Treatment. The Sofa Meg show is back with a bang this one. Big show. We've both been getting a bit confused of who we're going to put in our Ultimate Premier League 11s. It's near an impossible task, Meg. How are you doing?
I'm all good. It's pretty good because honestly, when you said about doing the Ultimate 11, I was like, yeah, that like there'll be players that are definitely going in there. And then when you start thinking about who you're going to put in, and then someone's like, oh, what about this player? And I'm thinking, I hadn't even thought about that person. And then you're trying to fit them in as well. What I have done, and I hope you've done it as well, so if I haven't put I don't know, Dennis Bergkamp back in at centre half just so he's in my team.
No, I
I
haven't done
have
that.
tried to stick players in their rightful positions, but it's so hard. The Premier League's had so many talented players in there.
So many. I mean, I said to you, just one of my favourite all-time players has not made my team. And that's purely because I'm putting people in positions. Even if I change the formation, I'm still struggling to put this player in. The way it's going to work is every single time we reveal a player, we're going to show the picture on our phone, and we draw it that way. So we'll see if we compare, if we've got the same players, if we haven't got the same players. I think it's going to be a really interesting one. Meg, yesterday when I messaged you, you said you'd already playing your teammate. Be honest, how long did it take you to come up with your team?
I'm not gonna lie, I've changed it this morning. I changed it. I could because what formation have you gone for? Because I had to swap formations. Now I was gonna go with a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
But I had to switch it because there were players that I just could not allow not to be in this team. But then I thought, well, I can't put this person in and not play that person. So I switched it round. I've gone for a 3-4-3, which is my favourite formation anyway. So I'm sticking with a 3-4-3.
I love a 3-4-3, but to get more players in, I've simply gone with a straightforward 4-4-2. That's what I've gone with. Only two up top. So I've gone with a straightforward 4-4-2. I wanted proper wingers there as well, because you can probably imagine the two wingers that I'm already thinking of putting on there. So yeah, I needed to put that on there just so I could get the likes of the play. No, I'm not going to talk about names. I'm not going to mention them. I'm not going to give it away just yet.
But
yeah, to fit the players in that I needed to, 4-4-2 was the best fit definitely. So we'll start with the goalkeeper, of course. You know what? A goalkeeper was hard still. There's like big names that stand out, but because it's one position, if it's centre back, for example, you've got two options there. Goalkeeper, you've got one. I'll struggle with this one. Meg, I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to let you go first. Reveal who your Premier League Ultimate 11 goalkeeper would be.
See, I like saying this position was really tough for me because I had one name and then I was like, well, this player probably, and he's he's only recently retired, and he's perhaps towards the end of his career he really fell off, but I cannot let this player go. So my first one, and I've done it in this kit purely because, and you can't just obviously say that he only played for Chelsea. There was obviously that time in Arsenal, but he was unplayable at Chelsea. Unplayable? He was the first name on your team sheet. He had such a good career at Chelsea. Stats don't lie. He was, he's got the most clean sheets. He's done so well during his time in the Premier League. So for me, yeah, Petr Cech was number one. A Chelsea Petr Cech.
Chelsea Petr Cech. Can I just say, guys, in the chat, get yourselves involved every time you're on a position. So goalkeepers at the minute, put your best goalkeepers in the chat. We're going to compare them all, get yourselves involved. Fred's asked if no FIFA today. No, I'm having a break from it. Yesterday, FIFA mugged me off. I don't know if it's because of April Fools or whatever it was. But yeah, no FIFA today. I'll be back at it tomorrow. Just getting myself and Meg showing, and I thought this would be a really good one to do. So yeah, my goalkeeper then. Meg's gone for Petr Cech. Mine, the Great Dane, Peter Schmeichel. I could have not put him in. He's just an absolute tank. I know obviously he went to City and that afterwards and people are a bit annoyed about that, but he was just massive, an absolute unit, a leader, everything about the guy I absolutely loved. I could have not put Schmeichel in there. Meg, I'm really surprised that you didn't put him in there. I'll be honest, I'm really surprised.
He was my second choice. So there was Schmeichel and Petr Cech that I was tossing in about. Like, who do you really go for? I think both of them make great cases. Just for me, I just think Petr Cech, he just more recently stood out. I just think the talent that he had to face as well in terms of players now, just kind of overshone Schmeichel a little bit. But I mean, at the end, I've got a list of players that I was like, do I put these in? Can I make changes? and Schmeichel's on that list. So
to be fair, the other goalkeeper that I was stuck with is Van der Sar. I loved Van der Sar, and I wish we signed him earlier at United. Quality goalkeeper, and I was so close to putting him in there, but obviously I could not put Schmeichel in there. He had to go in there, and I had to put Van der Sar in there. We will twist it up a little bit. So, for example, if me and Meg have got the same player, Meg is always choosing first. So, for example, if she puts, say, for example, if I put check in and she put check in, I would have to change my choice. So I would have to change it to another player. We can't have the same two players. I think that's a good way to do it because it gets us thinking a bit more. So I know for a fact that in the midfield in particular, we're going to clash. So I need to think of another player. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. But we'll move to right back. What are we going for right backs, Meg?
So I'm going for right. Obviously, I've got 3 at the back. So I'm going for a right centre back. And let me get my picture up of him. I am going for the Beast.
Rio.
I am going for Rio. As a player, I'm a centre half, if people didn't know, he is unbelievable. He was unbelievable. He led from the back. He popped up with certain goals, clinical goals, one against Liverpool, I remember, definitely. But I just thought he's an absolute leader. He is so talented on the ball. So yeah, Rio.
Yeah, Rio makes your team. I can't really argue with that. Rio was absolutely quality. Because I'm going 2 centre-backs at the back, it makes it a bit more difficult for me to get Rio in my team. But he was close. He was definitely close up there as being one of the players that I would select. But I'm playing right back, so I've got different formations here. I'm playing 4 at the back. So my right back, my choice, you've probably already guessed it, but Gary Neville has to be in my team as the right back. Gary Neville, he hates Scousers. What more can you say? Absolute legend. Quality right back. Yeah, not much more to say on him. I think that was quite an obvious one. I think most people would choose Gary Neville. In the chat, let me know if there's any alternatives that you would have for right back. But I think there's not many out there, Meg. Do you think there's anyone out there other than Neville?
Well, this is the thing, and this is why I changed up my formation from a 4 at the back to a 3, because I think Neville was really good, and he is, for a right back, he is an out-and-out first choice. I don't think anyone will argue with you for Gary Neville. Like I said, for me, it was a right centre-back, so I'm not playing with those specific full-backs. I'm playing with someone who's tucked in a little bit. So for me, obviously, Rio's covering that right-hand side. Because I know someone just put Rio for right-back, and I was like, yeah, but it's a right centre-back.
Yeah,
so
different
not
formation.
playing the same role as the Gary Neville. But yeah, nobody's arguing with Neville, I don't think.
Yeah, I'd agree. Centre backs next. I think you're going to take one of mine, and then I'm going to be really stuck. So I hope you don't. But this is going to be your central centre back, isn't it?
So this is my central
Of the
centre
3.
back. So I'll give you one, and you can do your partnership afterwards.
Okay, go on then, Meg. Who are you choosing for your central one? Oh, that's what I've got. No, Company.
Middle of the park, middle of those back 3. How can you not put that person in? Obviously, I realised just how important he was to City now that he's left. And
Yep.
I think everyone can see that now, that there is such a gap in their team because he's now not there. He was such a talent. Again, another leader at the back. Last season, when he scored against Leicester and they won 1-0 with a couple of games to go, and they had to win that game to then go on and win the Premier League, and he came up with that goal. That's the players. That goal will go down in history because I'm not saying that he won them the Premier League, but they were drawing and they needed to win, and up pops your centre back from about 30 yards out and strikes the ball into the top bins.
I love that moment.
I mean, you can talk about his defending all you want because you can't find the words. He was so good at defending.
He was
but
a leader as well.
One moment, he's just gone and won him basically the Premier League. I can't say any more. Vincent Kompany, hands down on paper, all day, every day. What an unbelievable talent.
I agree. I think Company was quality. Like I say, he made my team. He actually did because he won obviously titles. That goal, like you say, against Leicester, where he put top bins. He was the leader, and City not having him, I think there was a massive gap there that they've never filled, and I think it really does show. So yeah, I'd agree. Company is up there, but I can't choose him because you've had him, so I need to mix it up. So I'm gonna come straight out and say one of my centre backs is this guy. The manager.
Yes.
You can't not have Vidic. You can't not have Vidic. What an absolute player. absolute beast. He was a monster on the pitch. Terrified me, to be honest with you, and I never played against him, so I definitely would hate to face him. Quality. And Meg, from a centre-back's point of view, what was it about Vidic that made him so good?
His strength. He's mentally strong and physically strong. He was just an unbelievable player. And I mean, I put Rio in over Vidic just because I favoured Rio more so. But again, you've got that leader in Vidic. The pair of them together, I mean, they were so good.
They complemented each other, didn't they?
I've said it before. I think when we did our Manchester United Ultimate Team, that I had Rio and Vidic in there because they are my favourite duo of Manchester United. I just absolutely love them. He popped up with some goals as well, but I don't know, Vidic was just an all-round. He was brutal. He was a savage player. Like you were saying, he was just an absolute beast. He wouldn't let anyone past him.
No, it terrified me. Absolutely terrified me. He got
was
sent off a lot. Yeah,
Vidic.
I've seen.
Again, he's on my list. My list at the bottom that I put. He's on there. I had to choose between Rio and Vidic, and I went for Rio, but Vidic undeniably quality.
Well, right, Meg, I'm going to let you choose your next centre back. I'll do it the right way. Go on, you can choose your left. Your left.
You got two. I've got one more defender.
Go on, it makes it harder for me. Go on, you can choose your centre back. Your left centre back.
My next centre back, and for me, this was so easy. So on the left hand side of my three,
got him as well. No.
You can't deny that Ashley Cole was probably the best left back the Premier League has ever seen.
Yep.
Ever seen. He defined that left back role for me, especially at Chelsea. He was such a talent. Again, I keep saying this. He's such a talent. He was so good. And like I said, I think he defined that left back role. No other question. He was probably, for me, that was the easiest person to put in my team on that left-hand side of the back.
Yeah.
Easiest player. In terms, obviously, I didn't have the right back. I would have gone for Gary Neville. That would have been an easy choice. But Ashley Cole, easy choice for me, number one for that left-hand side.
Yeah, Cole made my team as well, so I have to change that one. But luckily, there are two decent backups I can put there for left back. Centre back, I'm a bit miffed now because I've got a gap because I can't put Company in there. My first two choices were Company and Vidic. I need to change that up now. And the reason I didn't put Rio is because I felt like I was choosing too many United players. I needed to mix it up a little bit. I'm a bit biased to the United side of things, so I've tried to mix it up. So, I mean, you've got Tony Adams, you've got John Terry, who, even though I can't stand the guy, he was a great defender, you can't deny that. Sol Campbell, I remember being a bit of a beast, but he also had a mistake in him. Van Dijk, quality, is he in there for the all-time ultimate team though?
No, I don't want to hear Van Dijk.
He hasn't won anything.
Please don't talk about him yet.
Champions League, yeah, but...
In
the league, he hasn't won anything yet. Yet.
No.
Yet. So
in a couple of years, and I think as well in a couple of years, if we come back to this, you'll find the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold in this team. I don't want to hear his name at the moment, though. He's good, and along with Van Dijk, he's good, but he's not in this team just yet. In a few years, yes, perhaps, but don't mention his name.
Yeah, so can't stand him, but I'm going to have to put him in there because I do think he was a good defender. And he also gifted us pretty much Champions League. So John Terry, you're going in there in my team alongside Vidic. And that was a tough one because Adams I thought was decent, like I say. Campbell was decent. I might as well put Titus Bramble in there as well. No, I'm only joking. John Terry is the player that I'm going to put in there. But ultimately my first choice would have definitely been Company. So far, if I read the teams out, Meg, so you've got Czech and goal. You go with a back three, so you've got Rio, Company and Ashley Cole. I've got Schmeichel in goal with our back four, Neville, Vidic, John Terry, and I'm not revealing my left back just yet because it's your turn.
Well, I'm moving on to the midfield.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, where do you want me to start? Right, middle, or centre?
Shall I reveal my left back so we're both on midfield?
Yeah. Who go for left back?
So my left back, have I got a picture? I think I've got a picture of him. Yes, I did. I was prepared for this situation, Meg. So my left back, my choice is Dennis Irwin. What a player. What an absolute player. And I've just seen people in the chat were already putting him up as well. He was just a great player. Going forwards, quality, his technique was just perfect. He was Mr. Consistent as well. He was always quality every single game he played. He was the go-to man, took penalties. He went to Wolves afterwards as well, so I still saw quite a lot of him at Wolves as well. Obviously, he was getting on them, but he was still an absolute quality player. class act on and off the pitch. Dennis Irwin, yeah, he makes my left back spot.
I've seen people put him in the comments, but yeah, I mean, you can't deny talent like him as well. I think this is a generational thing as well. I think a lot of people, you can look back on videos, but perhaps we won't appreciate some of the talent of some individuals as much as we do others, because we'll have seen them live rather than looking back at videos. And I think especially like Schmeichel and Cech, they're playing against a different calibre of talent now. I mean, you can't deny the quality of talent that there was when Schmeichel was about, but, you know, time moves, players get quicker, and so you likes of Schmeichel and Cech, you're not comparing two players that have played at the same time. It's really difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I see people in the chat saying, no, Evra. Oh, my God. Evra was my next choice. Evra is definitely in the top 3 for me. But I agree with what Meg said. I think Ashley Cole was definitely the best left-back to grace Premier League for a long time. And I think because Irwin was so consistent, he edged it for me. He was consistent for so long as well. He had such a good career. And then it was Evra. Evra obviously comes very close. I think Evra was quality. But like I say, Evra makes top 3 for me. That would be my top 3, Cole, Irwin, and then Evra.
So we're moving to right midfield?
Right mid, yeah, right mid. Let's do it.
Here's mine.
Bex. So you're going out and out wingers, yeah?
I'm going for out and out wingers,
cool.
2 centre midfielders. Beckham, well, bend it like Beckham. He could put a ball in, couldn't he, from that right wing?
Quality.
He just got the whip of the ball. Is the way that he hit the ball, the way that he, you know, you could guarantee a free kick coming in or a cross coming in from that right hand side would land where you wanted it to. He was just an unbelievable talent. I mean, I wish I could kick a ball like David Beckham.
Bend it like Beckham.
Like, you can't deny it. He's just the way that he put balls in across that box. And he did it for a number of years. Obviously, then he went off. I wish we'd have kept him for longer, really. But probably that's more sentimental than it was, perhaps, reasons why I wanted to keep him. But 1999 team, I'm having Beckham.
Beckham was quality, which means I can't put Beckham, but I can't argue with that choice. But my choice is, I'm putting him as a right mid. Obviously, he can play across the front. He's played on the left as well. But I'm going with his predominant position when he first came to United, Cristiano. Cristiano Ronaldo has to make the team, and he's made one. Cristiano Ronaldo. What do you say about this guy? He's the GOAT. I know I'm biased because I'm a United fan. A lot of people choose Messi over him, but for me, he is the guy. Absolute quality, absolutely ripped. It's ridiculous the shape he's in, even at the age he's in there. I saw you tweeted his tweet the other day about being in quarantine. Just the dedication to the game for me. He's superb. He's a superb player still. He has to be in my ultimate 11, definitely. Meg, what's your opinions on Ronaldo on my right mid?
I am annoyed because I've got the picture ready.
Ooh, where were you playing him? Ooh, good picture though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I'll win on the picture choice, but I was playing him up top of my 3 on the right hand side. So I'll let you have him. With a sorry heart, I'll let you have him. But I mean, that man is unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. Mad how blessed we are that he's in our generation, that we will look back and we were alive and we'll be able to remember the time that Ronaldo played. Absolute GOAT.
Yeah.
GOAT.
The GOAT. The GOAT. Right, let's go to our centre-backs. Meg, choose one of your centre-backs. You're going for 2, so same as me, so choose your centre-back. Centre-back, centre-mid, should I say?
Centre-mid. Okay, I'm going to have this one before you have him, because we know that we've got the same on this. So I'm going to put out there, because I don't think the other one that I've got you'll have. So
yeah, my idol.
The little ginger icon, Scholes. I have no words, and I don't even need to explain why he's in my team. If you don't know, then you are blind. But if you don't know, then you need to know, really. Scholes, no words. I'm not even explaining it. Done. Pass it on. Your turn.
I can't believe you just did that to me, Meg. I mean, you just hit me right in the feels. It's emotional. Paul Scholes, Doug called it there. He was in my team.
You've got Ronaldo over
yeah,
there,
I
so
know. He's my absolute idol. I'm just grateful that he's in your team as well because he was that good. He was that good. Zidane even said like he's the best player he played against. Paul Scholes was absolutely superb player. I wish he did more for England. I think obviously they didn't use him right at an international level. I thought he was absolutely superb. So now I've got to choose a different player to put in my centre mid. So I'm going to go with this one. Might be controversial, but I thought he was quality. Vieira.
Yeah.
In that Arsenal team, he was the heart and soul of it. I know they're obviously great in quality going forwards, but Vieira, I thought he was an absolute quality player. Technical player as well as being the physical type. He had right heart for the game. He obviously loves Arsenal. And they've gone on to the coaching side of things, which I think is fantastic. But I thought he was an absolute genius, to be honest with you. And Patrick Vieira has to make my centre midfield. But obviously I've got another space to fulfil as well. But Paul Scholes would have been there instead of Vieira. It is now Vieira.
No, I don't think hardly anyone will agree with my next choice. But I'm willing to back this player because I think he, like with Ashley Cole, he defined this role. And he was probably, for me, and that, like I talk about generational players, because I was young when he was playing. Well, at the age where I was starting to get into football.
Yeah.
And I just think he was underrated. I think he's a talent, but I think he's underrated by a lot of people, especially if you don't support this club. So, yeah, I'm going for Makalele.
Good player. Good player.
He's a really good player. People talk about Kante now being the next Makalele, and we all talk about how good Kante is. For me, like I just said, he defined that holding midfield role. He broke up the play, and I just think he's severely underrated by a lot of people. Again, because I think perhaps he wasn't as of a bigger character as some of the players that we're going to talk about. So your Vieiras, your Keanes, those kind of players who perhaps would dominate in terms of personality and presence.
Yeah.
But I think a player like Makalele in your team secures your team.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, Makalele. Controversial choice?
See, I'm sticking with my next one a bit. I've got a choice of two players, both English, so you can probably work out who they are as my centre mids. I'm asking the chat for a bit of guidance as well. Both of them were quality players. I think heart and soul of the teams that they've represented, definitely in the Premier League. It's so hard to choose between the two. I think they're very similar players. Yeah, they both score goals. Both gone into management now as well. I'm leading them on to guess who you think it might be.
Are you going red or blue?
That's the issue that I'm facing. Do I go red or do I go blue? And that's what I need from in the chat. So, red or blue, what we're saying. I'm edging more towards the blue, because of obviously what they've won. I'm edging more towards that one, if I'm totally honest. But, as a fan, I was always... Look, the red side of it, obviously, I hate. As a United fan, I absolutely hate. But you always appreciated this guy, I think, because of what he did in that team. Some of the goals that he scored. But I'm going to base it purely on what they've achieved, what they've won. So yeah, I'm getting a picture now. I'm going to go for the blue side. I'm going to go for Lampard. And that was a tough one. That was a really tough one to choose. Gerrard, Lampard. Obviously, Scholes ultimately, I've already said, would make it over them two, in my opinion. But I found it hard to choose. But I think Lampard, what he achieved, some of the goals that he scored, he again was Mr. Consistent, wasn't he? Played for a long time. So, yeah, Lampard is the one that I'm going for. My camera keeps flicking. I don't know why. It's back on me now. But yeah, Lampard, he's the one that I'm going to choose over Gerrard. That was a really hard one, though. I found them two. I've always found it hard to choose between those two players, Meg. If you had to choose between Gerrard or Lampard, which one would you go for?
It's difficult. They are so similar. Obviously, we had that tough decision as in England, whether it was Lampard or Gerrard. They never seemed that they could play together. I think because they were so similar. it just didn't work. For me,
that's why Scholes didn't really get much in England as well.
I think for me, I'd have gone with the same decision as you. Really, I'd have gone for Lampard. Just again because of what they'd won, and I thought he was like clinical in them winning it. They needed a Lampard in that midfield. If they didn't have him, would they have won what they had won? Probably not.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's something with the players around him as well. And Gerrard perhaps didn't have that, but Lampard I'd have gone for. But Gerrard was unbelievable. He was and perhaps still is the heart and soul of Liverpool. And you talk about Liverpool, he's probably the first player you think of, even though he's still not there. But yeah, Lampard definitely, I think.
Yeah, next one, obviously we're going on the left side. I think I already know who you're going to choose, and that's going to throw me all out. But left winger, and get in the chat, guys. I need some support in the chat, because I think she's going to choose my player, so I'll need some help. But we'll work it out.
This is for me, the most... not graceful, most talented, naturally left-footed, gifted player the Premier League has ever had in the midfield.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. Ryan Giggs.
There you go. I wanted a left-footed player on that left-hand side, and he is just naturally so gifted, and so reliable for the amount of years that he played and the amount of seasons, scoring every season that he played in, bar the last one where he's player manager. For a left-sided midfielder, for someone who throughout the years obviously aged, still showing up, still playing for the top club in the Premier League. Amazing talent, amazing left-sided player.
You know what, this is a tough one. Perez was good. I agree with Dugout on that one. Overmars was obviously good. Iron Robin, remember him at Chelsea? Robin, he used to absolutely boss it in the Premier League. And then obviously he went to Bayern Munich and he was quality there. Perez, Robin, Hazard was even a left winger. Is he good enough to make the Ultimate Team? It's an interesting one because Hazard was a quality player. A lot of people didn't think he fulfilled his true potential. Bale, when he was at Spurs, was quality as well. Could I have Omri as a left-sided player?
I think, for me, Bale has got better since he's left the Premier League.
Yeah.
So he's got better since he's left. So although he was good in the Premier League and he was really good, I think he's got better at Madrid. He seems more all-rounded now at Madrid. You think he's shone in that Tottenham team at the time, but I think he's got better being around better players, I think, in Madrid.
And another player as well who I thought was quality on the left-hand side was Ginola. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
David Ginola. What an actual player he was. I might even suggest him, because he was an absolute baller. I wish he went, obviously, to a better team, but he was superb. You know what? Sorry, I'm going to put him in there. It's a bit of a wild card. David Ginola, I'm putting him on my left-hand side because I thought he was an absolute baller. Robin, I thought he was quality.
Wild card.
Yeah, I'm putting this wild card in because a lot of people have forgotten about that guy. And I'm going to get his name back out there. So, yeah, Ginola going on the left-hand side of my team. What a random one that is. And that's just a last-minute thought. But I'll take it.
I was going to say, you take it. For a last-minute thought, you could have had a lot worse.
Yeah. He did play on the left, didn't he, Ginola? He did play on the left. I'm sure he did. Well, he was there now anyway, so he's my left-hand sided player. Right, Meg, strikers. Forwards.
I need to choose. I need to work out which order I'm going to say these because we are definitely going to have the same people. So I am going to go for. So I'm playing 3 up front.
Then we'll ask you. I'm just in the chat. That made me laugh.
How did you guess?
David Bellion, that's who she's choosing.
Yeah, so I've got 3 forwards, although one of them had to just be changed because Save took Ronaldo. So my first choice.
No, other choice. No.
I'm going to take him.
That's wounded me, Meg. That's wounded me because he was quality.
Wow. He was sick at football. He still is. He's not great at managing. better at commentating, better on punditry. But yeah, he's a player. He was a baller.
He was quality.
He was unbelievable.
He was quality. I'm just writing the team down there. You've got Omri. What a player. He was my first choice, obviously, as one of my two. But you've took that, so I think you can't not have the all-time top Premier League goal scorer. So I've got to put him in my team. Alan Shearer. He's got to go in there. You can't not have him. You can't. He scored the most goals. How can he not be in the ultimate team? And he wouldn't be my first choice in terms of playing style, but you can't argue with his talent. You cannot argue with that, Meg.
I would put that out there that I didn't have him in my team.
I could have not. The records that he's broke, like Rooney was closest player, wasn't he, to breaking the record?
Rooney's next underneath him.
Yeah, so like you can't deny the amount of goals that he scored. He's the all-time Premier League goal scorer. How can he not make the all-time team? I can't comprehend. He's got to be in there. And yeah, there's players that I'll probably choose over him in terms of more skillful and more extravagant players. But Alan Shearer scores goals, and ultimately football's about scoring goals, so I had to put him in.
This is hard now because obviously I've still got two players, and I feel like you're going to take one of them. So
you've took my other forward, so I'm thinking now, who do I put in? But it probably helped me out to get my player in that I missed out. So yeah.
So Henri's just on one of the sides. It doesn't really matter which side, but I'd have this guy through the middle.
Aguero. Hate him.
Whether you hate him or not,
only because he's good.
He is, again, quality. And he is at this. I still think the Premier League is producing better quality players and bringing in better quality players now, and he's one of them. That he's just unbelievable. He's just, I don't know. I don't have the words. Like, he's just so good. He comes up with goals all the time. His movement, if you watch him, is really good. He is always there. He's always there. He gives defenders a tough time. So yeah, him next to Henri, I'd love to see it.
You know what? I've only got one player left, so
you don't think this is going to be the person that I
don't even know who I'm choosing, to be honest with you. Van Nistelrooy is an obvious one. That it was quality. Van Persie was quality. Even the likes of Dwight York, Andy Cole, quality. But for me, this guy, I couldn't fit him in my team at first, but now I can. Ian Wright, people are putting in the chat, was quality as well, but Wayne Rooney has to make my team.
Oh no!
Sorry, Meg. But Wayne Rooney.
Back to Ronaldo. Now you've taken Rooney off me as well.
Wayne Rooney has to come in my team. So he didn't make it at first because Henri was in there. He just missed out, and obviously I had to put the all-time goal scorer in him, Shearer. But now I've got the two top goal scorers in the Premier League as my front two. That's not bad. Rooney and Shearer as my front two. I had to put Wayne Rooney in there. And everyone in the chat I've just seen, they're just pestering, saying Rooney. He was quality, Meg. He was quality. Have I got a picture? I have got a picture. I forgot about that.
I want to win on the picture war. At least let me have him on the picture war.
Go on, show me the picture you've got. That is a good picture. Let me show you my picture. Let me find it. I think your picture is good. Show me that picture again, actually.
Here you go.
Yeah, that is a good picture. What picture have I got? So find it. Oh, mine's pretty boring. It's just in quite close up.
I need to find someone now.
Let me see. There he is. Wazza.
If you're in the comments, drop
help me go
striker, because I'm not happy. Should I both of them?
You know what? I'm quite happy with my team. I'm not gonna lie. We need a visual summary of both teams. What I'm gonna do? I've just seen.
I've still got a striker to name.
I know you have. Don't worry. I'm giving you thinking time, Meg. I'm stalling.
I'm
stalling. So what I'm gonna do after this, I'm gonna type up both teams that we've done. I'm making a note of it here, so we've got them all down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweet out a poll, so you guys can vote who is the best team, who's got the best team. So you get to see a visual representation, but you can also vote on who you think's the best. So I hope that answers your question there, Brandon. And we'll have a vote and see who's got the best team. It's going to be a close one this time. It's going to be a close one. Meg's midfield ruins mine because she took my all-time favourite player. Selfish.
You've just taken my front two. Wow. So let's talk about it. So my original front three, which I would have had all day, any day, as the best front three you'll have ever seen, is Henry, Aguero, and Ronaldo. Sophie then took Ronaldo for right wing. Fair enough. So I was like, okay, I'll put Rooney in there. I'll throw him in. He didn't make it originally. We'll put him in now. Sophie's then taken Rooney. So now I am sitting with an empty space, trying to think who I could put in. Can't be Shearer, Henry, or Aguero. I've got three choices at the moment. And let's see if you can get them safe. There's a Chelsea player.
Drogba.
Huh?
Drogba.
Oh, no, but good shout.
Torres.
To be honest, you've already mentioned him. On the left side, as a left-sided player.
Robin.
No.
What? For Chelsea?
Yeah.
Hazard.
Again, I think underrated. A United player.
Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie.
No.
Dwight York, Andy Cole.
King.
What?
King Eric Cantona.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I've got an Arsenal player.
You got an Arsenal? Bergkamp.
Yeah.
Interesting. Suarez as well. Suarez could have been in there.
To be honest, you saying Drogba?
Drogba was quality. Absolutely. I'm helping her out here, guys.
What
I shouldn't be helping. We're in competition, though. I shouldn't be helping.
For me, I think it's going to have to be between Drogba, now you've mentioned him.
Anelka, that's a good shout in the chat.
He's one of them players. Sophie and I've mentioned to Sophie beforehand about those players that wouldn't make your team, but are like consistently good players.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm actually just going to go out there and I'm going to say, thanks to Soph, I'm going to put Drogba in.
Drogba's a decent shout, so hang on, let me go short. You're front three.
I'm going to put Drogba in. I think what an absolute beast. No defender that wanted to play against Drogba.
He was a beast, absolute beast.
No defender.
Some of the goals he scored as well, the strikes.
No defender wants to play against Didier Drogba. Absolutely not.
No, he was quality player. Absolutely
when
quality.
you're like playing against Chelsea and his name comes on the team sheet, like as a centre back or like a defender, you must like absolutely just you're gonna be in for a bad day.
Yeah,
he was so good.
He was just a bully, wasn't he? He was absolutely a bully in the back four. But he had that technical ability as well. Not only was he big and physical, like say for example Lukaku was, he could actually control a ball. No, I'm only joking. He could actually like hold the ball up. He was skillful. Some of the strikes that he did as well. He was a good player. He was a good player. I can't really argue him making that team with the choices that he had left. I don't think it's a bad one. I think I would have put someone like Van Nistelrooy or Van Persie in there maybe, but can't really argue with that. So I'm gonna read both teams out. Then after this video, we are gonna do a poll on Twitter to see who has got the best team. So Meg's team to start with, she's gone with a 3-4-3. Am I right?
Yeah,
3-4-3. So you've got Czech in goal. Rio, Company and Ashley Cole as your three at the back. Beckham on right wing. Scholes, Makalele, and then Giggs on the left. That midfield is a mad midfield. And then the three going forwards is Henry, Aguero and Drogba. That is your team. That's not a bad team, is it?
Do you know what? Like, I'd love to see those players play together. I'd love to see it.
Imagine, it's like Ultimate Team in real life. It's quality. My team, got Schmeichel in goal. Gary Neville at right back, Vidic, Terry as centre backs, Irwin at left back, Ronaldo right wing, then I've got Vieira and Lampard in the middle, Ginola on the left, random one, but I've put him in for the bants, and then Shearer and Rooney as my top two. There's some goals in that team though. There's some goals in that team. So yeah, that's our Ultimate 11s, guys. I hope you like it. I'm just going to plug this now because today is your last day, your last chance to win this Bruno shirt. It's a size medium. So FIFAjersey.com have provided me with this, and I've obviously promoted it on my channel. And this is a giveaway, so I am shipping anywhere worldwide. Obviously, it may delay because of coronavirus, but yeah, anyone is in with a chance of winning it. All you need to do is make sure you follow me on Twitter at SophRicho. Like and retweet my pinned tweet, and also subscribe to Hairdryer Treatment, and you're in with a chance of winning this. So go and do that, and the instructions are in the description to the video as well. But yeah, Meg, as always, thank you for coming on.
I'm excited to see who gets the most votes on this Ultimate 11.
Tight.
I mean, there are some good names in those teams, really good names. Quick note that Hairdryer Treatment is on 7.8 thousand subscribers. We are so close to this 8k mark. We'd love to hit it as soon as possible. So if you're not subscribed and you found your way onto this channel, then please subscribe. And if you are already, then you can just go and tell your friends. That would be great. And then they won't miss us. And then you can all watch us.
Yeah.
And then if you've got an Ultimate 11, leave it in the comments. You can find us on Twitter. Come and give us your team. Might not be as good as mine, but we'll see.
Yeah, as always, guys, we want you to get involved. So drop comments on the video afterwards and let us know what your team would be. If you're on Twitter, obviously reply to the poll and put your teams there as well. I'm intrigued to see the different... There's been a lot that I've seen already, and there's been a lot of variations in teams. And there's that many good players to choose from. It is hard to do, so I'd like to see what you guys come up with. Also, people are asking, Meg, what manager would you choose for your Ultimate one? I'm giving you first choice. I know who you're going to go for. But what manager would you have?
There's no denying Sir Alex Ferguson is the manager. I mean, I'm not even going to say we should have different managers, Soph, because there are no other options, I'm afraid.
Well,
absolutely not.
If I had to, I think I'd have to go for Jose Mourinho. Obviously, what he did with Chelsea. What he did with Chelsea in that as well. He was quite, not now, current, no. I think he's had it now. But if we're looking at Ultimate, I think Jose has to come up there as one of the ones to compete with Fergie. Klopp is a bit too early to say. Pep, yeah, he's won some things, but look at the team that he inherits. And I always think that with Pep, he goes to a team that's it's already ready built ultimately. With this ban, I think it'll be a true test of Pep's ability, and I think it'd be interesting to see, obviously without Europe. So, yeah, I think I'd have to choose Jose Mourinho as the other one, but of course Fergie would be my ideal choice. But I do think Klopp is obviously a very good manager, as much as it kills me to say that, and I hate to see him. I want to punch his face in every time I see him on the TV, but he is a quality manager, there's no denying that. And I would have loved him at United before he went to Liverpool, but that didn't turn out. So, yeah, I think Jose would have to be, on ultimate success, Jose would have to be the other one for me. Who would you say, Meg, comes closest second?
Do you know what? Like, obviously,
Arsene Wenger
is up there, obviously, but I'd like to see some names like, I can't even think of one off my head. You know, like Ranieri when he won the league with Leicester. Like, no one expected it, and he guided them to a Premier League trophy. I'd like managers like that.
Yeah.
He only did it once, so it's really difficult to say it's the greatest of ever. But
I think you have to look with Ranieri is what he did at other teams as well. Like, he was at Chelsea, didn't really do a lot there.
Yeah.
Is it consistent success? But what he did, I think in terms of the ultimate, most magical moment or the best achievement, it has to be Ranieri winning the league with Leicester, surely.
Yeah, and I think, like, I don't know, you look at Chris Wilde this year at Sheffield, and he hasn't done it for long enough, and he's not been around for a long time in the Premier League. But you know, I'm only saying these people now because I can think of them, but I'm sure there are other teams that perhaps I haven't followed when I was younger, but they will have had moments of greatness that aren't really remembered now, but they had managers that did something special at their club. I just can't think of them, but if anyone knows of anything, then yeah, but Wenger and Fergie.
They're the two, and then Jose, I would say, as well.
Yeah.
They're the three, really, that you'd choose from. But, yeah, as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Hairdryer Treatment. I really do appreciate your support. Meg appreciates it as well. As always, a massive thanks to Meg for coming on. I love doing these Soph and Meg shows. It's great to interact with you guys as well and see what you guys are thinking, laughing at our team, shaking your heads on either side of the camera for all that we know. But it's a bit of fun, and we've obviously done a bit different to what we normally do. Not a lot to talk about at the minute, but I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and the same to you, Meg, as well. Also, it was Remy's birthday the other day, wasn't it? So I hope you had a good day, Meg.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, my little boy turned 1 in quarantine, so that's great. No, unfortunately, you know, it happens this time now that celebrations are indoors. But one last note for me, just hope that everyone's keeping safe, staying well, and we'll be back. So you can come back and watch us, because not much else to do.
Not much else to do, Meg. You're not bigging us up much here. I'll watch us if you've got nothing else to do, because we're a bit boring, but yeah. No, I appreciate it, guys. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to Hair Dryer Treatment. I've always said it means a lot, but we are so close to getting that 8k now, so if we could do that, that would be a massive boost, so thank you, guys. Good luck if you enter the competition to win the shirt. Obviously, I wish you all the best, and I hope that you win it. Drop a like on the video. If you have missed you in the comments, drop it on the chat and the comments later. Sorry. But also put your teams on the comments as well, because we want to see what you guys think compared to ours. Thank you to everyone who's got involved in the chat and sent your ideas. You've helped me out definitely when I was struggling when Meg was thinking my players, and I know you've done the same for Meg as well. Appreciate it. Have a lovely day. Stay safe. Stay inside and save lives. Take care, guys. Cheers.